Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are fine and safe at your home. Let's continue our 10th chapter, Organs of Government. Students, so far you have studied the principle of division of labor, then legislature at the central level, Parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Then I have taught you the bill, when can the bill become an act? When can the bill become an act? Now students, I am going to teach you legislature at the state level. Now at the state level, legislature, you might have heard about the Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad at the state level. So I am going to teach you that. Legislative Assembly is the lower house. Just like at the central level, the Lok Sabha is the lower house, and at the state level, the Legislative Assembly is called the lower house. Now, Legislative Council. The other house of the legislature is called Legislative Council. Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu states have two houses. That you have to remember, students. Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. These states have two houses. There the Legislative Council is called upper house, same as the Rajya Sabha is called upper house. Legislative Assembly is the lower house. Gujarat state does not have Legislative Council. Only we have Legislative Assembly only. Various states have different members of Legislative Assembly. As per the provision of the Constitution, the minimum number of the members of the Legislative Assembly is 60 and maximum number is 500. That you have to remember. And the number of the members of the Legislative Assembly is presently 182 in Gujarat. That you have to remember. Now, qualification for the membership of the state legislature. Any person who is a citizen of India and is a 25 years of more and not in the state of unsound mind, means what, students? A mentally retarded, insolvent or does not have any criminal records can contest the election of the Legislative Assembly. Now, time period. Legislative Assembly is not the permanent house just like the Lok Sabha, and its time period is 5 years. And after the given period, the Legislative Assembly is dissolved just like the Lok Sabha, students. In an unusual situation wherein the government cannot function as per the constitutional provision, so government can be formed when the governor can send a recommendation to the President of India to dissolve the government. The functioning of the government that not according to the constitution, then Governor of the state can send a recommendation to the President for dissolving the government. The President then dissolves the Legislative Assembly and imposes the President rule in the state. During that time period of the governor administered the state, and for the purpose of smooth functioning of the Legislative Assembly, Speaker, Deputy Speaker are elected by the members from among themselves. Now, the member of the Legislative Council are elected from among the institution of local self-governance, registered graduates, teacher of secondary, high secondary by electorates. To be eligible for the member of the Legislative Council, the candidate should be 30 years or more and must be the citizen of India. Clear? Just like the Rajya Sabha in the central level. The Legislative Council is the permanent house. Like Rajya Sabha, each of the member gets elected for the term of 6 years. Its 2/3 members retire every 2 years. A state has to decide whether to keep the Legislative Council or not. Now, Gujarat does not have Legislative Council. Okay, Gujarat has only Legislative Assembly. Like the Lok Sabha, Legislative Assembly has more power. Ordinary money bill can be presented in the Legislative Assembly. After the bill pass through the various steps, they are sent to the government for their assents. So after the government sign the bill, it become an act. So students, at the state level, Legislative Council and Legislative Assemblies are there. And Legislative Assembly just like the Lok Sabha, Legislative Council just like the Rajya Sabha. Only few states have both the houses, in that Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, okay, have 2 houses. Now executive, all the kinds of the ministers. The most efficient central organs of government is the executive. Union executive means a central government, political executive comprising administration of the prime minister and the cabinet ministers. It includes all the type of the ministers, presidents, vice presidents, bureaucrats means all the civil servants, IAS, IPS and all, political, administrative, executive officers, employees are in direct contact of the people. The people are influenced by their work. The executive implements the law which framed in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, okay, that implement by the executives. The administrative executive carries out the work of implementing the policy, programs, planning done by the government, keeping in the view the aspiration means desire and expectation of the people. Okay, the executive do the planning, programs and policy, just like the government make the policies. Okay, they keep in mind that expectations and desires of the people. The political executive changes every 5 years, just like the prime minister, presidents have the terms of office of 5 years if the power is given up, whereas the administrative executive is formed by the permanently appointed bureaucrats. Hence it permanent means bureaucrats means civil servants, that IAS and IPS, they are permanent bureaucrats. Okay, so hence it is permanent. However, the retirement of the administrative bureaucrats is different in different states, 58 years or 60 years. Before the retirement, if they misbehave and shows the lack of efficiency to work, they can be removed from their post after following prescribed inquiry procedure. So the bureaucrat civil servant can be removed from the post, okay, if they are not working properly, they misbehaving, so they can remove from their post after following prescribed inquiry procedure. President is the constitutional head of India. All the executive power of the federal government is given to the president by the constitution. All the administration of the central government is carried out in the name of the president. Students, you have to remember for the MCQ, president is the constitutional head of India. He is the head of the nation and first citizens of the Republic of India. That you have to remember for the MCQ. Now qualification. For being a president, a person should be a citizen of India, should be 35 years of age or above. He should not be salaried employed of the government, means no government employee, should not be a government employee, and he should not be the member of the any houses of the parliament or the state legislative assembly. The president election is indirectly carried out by the members of both the houses of the parliament. The members elected to the state legislative assembly. So president election is indirectly carried by the member of both the houses, means the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and the members elected to the state legislative assembly of the state. Now the terms of the office of the president is 5 years. He can contest the election after completion of his term. Again he want to stand and be as a president, he has to fight the election. When the president is in power, neither criminal case can be framed against him, or nor an order of arrest or imprisonment can be issued. Now functions and powers of the president. Which are the different functions of the president now? He appoints the leader of the party who has gained majority in the general elections as a prime minister. Simply he appoints the prime minister. Then with the consultation of the prime minister, he appoints other ministers of the cabinet. He administered the oath and distribute the portfolios. Portfolio means work to the ministers. As long as the cabinet enjoy the support of the majority of the members of Lok Sabha, president cannot dissolve the cabinet. Now, the president is the head of the defense force of the country. You know, students, which are the defense forces? Army, Navy, Air Force. So, president is the head of the defense force. The president has the power to declare the war. cease the war means stop the war and conclude treaties with the countries. He appointed the judge of the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and High Court appointed by the governors. Then Attorney General, Comptroller, Auditor General, these all are the chief personnel of the Army, Navy, Air Force that appointed. He appoints the head of the Defence Forces also. He appoints the chairman of UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, ambassadors of the various nations appointed by the President. Thus, the vast authorized executives' administrative powers are vested in the President, means of the topmost personnel that appointed by the President. He can grant the pardon, means what? If Supreme Court, okay, give any judgment against a criminal, sentenced to death given to them, so that punishment can be minimized by the President. President can grant the pardon and reduce the sentence of the convicted person and can postpone any implementations or can change the nature of the punishment. So President has the power to change the nature of the punishment that given by the Supreme Court. He summoned both the houses of the parliament and prorogue them, means join the session. He can even dissolve the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha can dissolve by the President before the terms of the office, means before 5 years. The Lok Sabha dissolved by the President. If the President is satisfied that security of India or any part of the territory is threatened by the war, for example, in the northern side, there is a problem of war by our neighboring countries or external aggression or rebellion, he can declare a state of emergency. So President declared the state of emergency for the whole of India or any of its parts. The declaration of emergency cannot be challenged in the court. Emergency cannot be challenged in any court. Besides, based on the report of the governor, the President can declare constitutional emergency in the state. If the government of the state not function according to the constitution, so governor give the report to the President, so the President declare constitutional emergency. So he established President rule by dissolving the state cabinet ministry. So there the chief minister cannot function. So President levied the President rule in that state. In the case of the financial emergency, problem of finance occurred, the President reduced the salary of all the government officials, all the topmost So in the financial emergency, the President can cut the salary of all the government officials, including the judges of the Supreme Court also and High Court also. Though the President has a vast executive and administrative powers, though all the administration can be considered in the hands of the President only and done in his name only. In reality, the President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers enjoy this power. So these all are the powers of the presidents that you have to learn it. Now Vice President. In the absence of the President, the Vice President perform the functions of the President. The Vice Presidential election is carried out by the member of both the houses of the Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The term period of Vice President is 5 years. And the Vice President is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The President submits his resignation to the Vice President. Okay, so President terms of the office of the Vice President 5 years, and Vice President is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. When the President gives the resignation to the Vice President. Now Prime Minister. Prime Minister is a real head. President is the constitutional head and Prime Minister is the real head of the central government. The Prime Minister is the head of the party who has achieved the majority in the general election. He is appointed by the President. Prime Minister is appointed by the President. Ministers to the cabinet are appointed as per the council of the Prime Minister. He distributes the portfolios. Portfolio means a work to the ministers. Any minister either to be taken, left or continue in the cabinet that decided by the Prime Minister. In the cabinet of the minister, that minister can continue, can left, can taken, that all the decision taken by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister presides over the meeting of the cabinet. He presides the meeting over the cabinet and look after the functioning of the various department of the cabinet. Prime Minister look after the various cabinet. Okay, supervise all the functions of the ministers. And he take the pivotal, means important decision taken by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister also head of the Planning Commission, which is known as the Policy Commission. All the type of the policy that the head of this that considered as Prime Minister. There are 3 levels of minister under the Prime Minister. One is the Cabinet Minister, second is the State Minister, third is the Deputy Minister. The Prime Minister should be the member of the any house of the Parliament, either Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. The ministers are individually responsible to their ministries and departments. Whichever departments allotted to them, they are responsible for them. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible, accountable to Lok Sabha. If the Lok Sabha reject the policy of the government on a particular issue, it is not only the responsible minister of that subject, but the whole Council of Ministers accept the responsibility and the resign. Whichever policy made by the Council of Ministers, if that rejected by the Lok Sabha, not only that minister but the whole Council of Ministers must accept the responsibility and give the resignation. So students, you have to learn the Prime Minister is the real head of the central government. Now the state executive. Students, now governor I am going to teach you. Just like the president at the center, same as the governor plays most important role in the state. The governor is appointed by the President of India on the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. So governor is also appointed by the President. The President can appoint a person as a governor of more than one state. Now qualification. Any citizen of India who is 35 years of age or above may be appointed as a governor. The term of the governor is of 5 years. However, he holds the office during the pleasure of the government, of the president, can be removed from office even before the expiry of his term, and he can also transfer to any other state as a governor. Means terms of office of the governor is 5 years. The president finds it that governor not functioning according to constitution, so he can remove before 5 years and can be transferred to the any other state of the governor. The governor is a constitutional formal head of the state, that you have to remember. Executive power of the state government are vested in him. He appoints the chief minister who has the clear majority. So chief minister of the state appointed by the governor, student remember this. He also appoints the other members of the council of minister on the advice of the chief minister. He appoints the advocate general, chairman, the member of the state public service commission. Students, you have heard about the GPSC. So state public service commission head member appointed by the governor. He is consulted by the president of India for the appointment. Okay, he consult that this one chairman of the state public commission appointed by the governor. He is consulted by the president of India and appointed the judge of the high courts. Now the governor has a significant legislative powers. He summons and prorogues the sessions of the state legislature. He can dissolve the state assembly before the expiry in its full term. State Legislative Assembly of the Gujarat not working properly can dissolve before the 5 years. He can issue the ordinance and the bill can pass by the let's say state legislature can become a law after the governor assent to it. Just like the president at the central level, same function of the governor. For example, state legislative assembly, for example Vidhan Sabha, okay, pass the bill and that bill become a law only after when the governor sign it. The position of the governor in the state is similar to that of the president at the center. His power actually exercised by the council of the minister headed by the chief minister. But the governor can exercise certain powers independently also. Normally the government of the state is the ex officio chancellor of all the universities of the state. all the universities, for example, the governor of Gujarat is the ex-officio chancellor of all the universities of the state. A governor can belong to any political party, but after assuming as a post of the governor, he has to perform his duty firmly and impartiality. There should not be any partiality. Now students, you know Chief Minister, Vijay Bhai Rupani, that Chief Minister of our Gujarat state. Now I'm going to teach you the Chief Minister, appointment of the Chief Minister, their functions and everything. So Chief Minister is appointed by the governor of the state. The governor appoints the leader of the majority party as the Chief Minister. If no single party gets the majority, the leader of the combination of the parties consulting the majority of the leader of the largest party having the support of the majority appointed as the Chief Minister. So students, you have to keep in mind that Chief Minister appointed by the governor of the state. Other member of the Council of Ministers also appointed by the governor on the advice of the Chief Minister. Okay, so other ministers of the state that appointed by the Chief Minister, appointed by the governor on the advice of the Chief Minister. Though the administration of the state is carried out in the name of the governor, but in reality, Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers enjoy the most important powers of the governor. In Gujarat, the office of the Chief Minister and the Cabinet Minister, it's situated in New Secretariat, that Swarim Sankul, that is in Gandhinagar. Students, you know that very well. Okay. The governor administrate the oath of the secrecy to the Chief Minister. The Council of Ministers orally, thereafter they sign the name, and in the state cabinet ministry there are 4 types of ministers. Like one is cabinet minister, second is the state level minister, third is the deputy level, and fourth is the parliamentary secretary. The Chief Minister distribute the portfolio, means work, to the cabinet minister. He also present the issues of the policy making, different policy that prepared by the Chief Minister. Transparent administration. Transparent means no adulteration, no corruption. Questions of the people of the central government. During the time of the calamity, means natural calamities, earthquake, flood, tsunami, he provide basic amenities like food, clothes and the packets, everything, love and care to the people. Just like we are facing the pandemic right now over here, so our Chief Minister that giving the amenities, means facilities, love and care to the people. He provided strong leadership to the state legislature. State legislature, Vidhan Sabha, we are having only one house that called Legislative Assembly, that called in Gujarati Vidhan Sabha. The Chief Minister is a torch bearer and pathfinder. Okay, he is showing the path. He show the path to the government policies of the government policy regarding the growth of the state. He often thinking about the development of the state. In any situation the problem occur, he finds the path. So that's why considered as a pathfinder. Okay, a path finders of the government policies regarding the growth of the state. So students, Chief Minister and its function that you have to remember. Now the functions of the Chief Minister. The political executive frames the various policies in different fields. Policy, you know, students, different kind of policy that made by the government, fiscal policy, monetary policies, taxation policy. The detailed and efficient implementation of this policy is done by the administrative executive. Okay, administrative executive, I told you that IAS, IPS and all, that advises and guides the state executive in the matter of the policy. This topmost executive personnel, that administrative executive that give advice to the state executive, political executive in the matter of the policy. For example, the IAS that gives advice to the ministers, okay, in the matter of the policies. It provides required informations and figures also. However, the political executive is not bound to follow the advice. It is not compulsory to follow the advice of the IAS and IPS. Okay. No matter how important the welfare oriented are the policies, law, if they are not effectively implemented by the administrative executive, then it purpose of mere. that the purpose of mayor means that damage the good things, okay, बिगाड़ देना. Thus the administrative system provides the necessary backup to the executive in the formulation and implementation of the policies. Expert and professionally efficient experience public servant in the field of foreign relations, defense, security forces, international trade and commerce, nuclear energy, energy production, distribution, banking, insurance, foreign exchange are backbone of the government. So they will give the advice in all the matters. Now you know that collector is appointed as an administrative head at the district level, and his office is at Jilla Seva Sadan. You might have heard about this collector and all. Their expertise, knowledge, they are excellent. Administrative insight. Insight means what? Ability to see in the future. Board experience, broad experience. Prediction. Prediction means what? Ability to see in the future. Administrative efficiency help them to carry out the administration effectively. From the organs of the government, the state executive acts as the brain behind the welfare of the people. So our political, all the ministers, they work for the welfare of the people, and administrative executive just like the limbs. An ambical relation between the political executive and administrative executive is a prerequisite for the smooth governance of the state. Okay, so limbs of this one. So this state executive acts as a brain behind the welfare of the people, and administrative executive just like the limbs, leg and arms. So there should be a proper relationship between the political executive and administrative executive for the smooth functioning of the state. The power influence of the government is becoming more centered in the bureaucracy. Nepotism, corruption, dishonesty, inefficiency, misconduct, and escapism are the evils of bureaucrats. Means civil servant, all the topmost government employee, okay, they are supporting their own person, that calls nepotism. Corruption, you know student, they are not honest, inefficient, not behaving properly, and they are escaping from the work. These all are the errors of the bureaucrats. So to control such evils, a Lokpal is appointed or needed. To stop the corruption, state government has started an entire separate department by the Anti-Corruption Bureau, started by the government to stop the corruption. And the toll-free number 1800-233-44444. Okay, so people can contact the number to file their complaint if they are demanding any bribe, lunch, rishwat. So you can call this number. Political stability is expected from the administrative system. So as there is government comprising of different political parties, so administrative system helps to excel the development of the government by implementing various developmental schemes and programs. So government prepare the different developmental programs and schemes for the welfare of the government, welfare of the people. So there are two type of executive: political executive and administrative executive. Now governance at the local level. Now this we have talked about the central level, state level. Now I am going to teach you the governance at the local level. You might have heard about these things all, that local self-governance. Okay, so it is extremely difficult to carry out the governance of the entire nation from the single place, as the central government has too many responsibilities. So the power decentralized with the objective to timely solve the various problems. So needs, expectation and desires of the people. So one person at the central level, central government cannot administrate the whole nation. So power they divided. By decentralizing the power, the administration carried out very easily and efficiently. So by dividing the powers, the administration carried out very easily and efficiently. At the local level now, students, you have to remember, Institute of Local Self-Governance have emerged. So when the administration of the village, small town and the city is carried out by the representative of the self-governance. For the administrative efficiency of the geographical regions, the responsibility and the function of the government are divided to the local organization. So students, you have heard about this thing, the municipalities, Municipal corporations are the institutes of the local self-governance of the urban area, and in the villages, students, you have heard about this thing, Gram Panchayat. Okay, in the villages, in the taluka panchayat, in the district panchayat. So the power that decentralized for the smooth functioning of the administration. Institutions of local self-government give the training which is capable for election, voting, duties, responsibilities, administration, ruling and opposing parties. It gives the opportunity of the self-development as all the policies are implemented at the local level first. It gives chance to improve lacunes. It gives a chance to improve the lacunes, means a gap or missing part at the upper levels too. Therefore, the local self-rule organization are known as training schools and laboratory of the constitutional improvement in the democracy. So, local self-rule organization, municipality, gram panchayat, known as training school and laboratory of constitutional improvement in the democracy. In 1992, the entire country similar Panchayati Raj, urban institution of local self-government came into existence. Students, you have to remember for the MCQ. Now, 3-tier structure of Panchayat Raj. Now, just pay attention. 3-tier. Now, local self-governance at the rural level. That you know, students, very well, that Panchayat Raj. So, Gram Panchayat, Taluka Panchayat, District Panchayat. 3-tier government in the administrative structure. Each organization is mutually joined from top to bottom. Clear? So, at all the levels of Panchayat Raj, in order that local developmental tasks, schemes and welfare-oriented programs carried out efficiently, these organizations are provided with the funds and the means. Okay? Funds and the means means all the type of facilities and all. Means local Panchayat Raj, that is in the village level. They carried out all the functions, development means in the villages, the development of the roads, schools, canals, everything. So they get the funds, require funds and the facilities. There is a chief of district panchayat, various chairmen of the various committees of the district panchayat, whereas administrative head is known as, that you have to remember, district developmental officer, DDO, and the main office of district panchayat that's situated at the district headquarter. Now the leader of the elected wings of the taluka panchayat is called president. The head of the administrative wing is called Taluka Development Officer, that considered at TDO at Taluka Panchayat level. And at the lower level, Sarpanch is the representative of the elected by the people. Administrative head in the Talati cum minister. He handles the administration of the Panchayat, that is in the village. The village in which the election and the Sarpanch are unanimously elected are called as Samras villages, joint villages. Okay, in the village then election and Sarpanch are unanimously elected, that considered as declared as Samras villages, and they are honored by the prize. Okay, Sarpanch are unanimously, but all agree together, elected as the Samras villages, and they are honored by the prize. So the villages in which the election and the sarpanches are unanimously elected is declared as the Samras villages. Okay, all agree together and they elected, that called Samras village, and they are honored by the prize.